And I'm sorry, are Simon Manuel Mario and Luigi?
Are they? What do you mean by
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Jesus.
Thank you.
that? Okay. All right. So again, looking at your combat list, always at the start. Let's look at your banning first. What are the character pools of your players here? Let's start with
Okay.
you first, Noise. What's your character pool?
For this game, I'm flexing on support. My C
Okay.
and D is my best support character. My second best support would be Sue.
Okay.
Usually, I'm on DPS. I am a hard advocate and dedicated Mr. Fantastic player.
Mhm.
Though I flex into Iron Man, Moon Knight sometimes, and Wolverine.
Okay.
My second best would be Wolverine, and that will other than Fantastic.
Okay.
Um, and on tank, I can run Mag and Thing.
Okay. How about you, May? What's your character pool? Are you mainly
This is
DPS
my
for your
first.
team?
This is my first. This is my first hero shooter. So I can
Oh,
only
okay.
really. I've only ever tried to play one role, and it's mostly just been
Yeah.
DPS.
Yeah, that's
Tried to
fine. That's
play.
fair. Who
I tried to
do you tend to have the most success with so far?
generally is Star Lord then Bucky.
Okay.
I wanted to play Star Lord
Okay.
this round because we were trying out a new comp in
Uh-huh.
earlier games where I was on support playing Rocket.
Mhm.
Um, but this team they banned Star Lord
Yep.
for like every single game, so I really couldn't play who I wanted to play. So when I was eventually asked to play DPS, I switched and played Bucky.
Bucky.
It's the second character
Okay.
I played with.
Okay.
Moving forward into the future, if it is at all needed, I would want to learn how to play a tank. And for that tank, I would want to be Doctor Strange.
Ooh, okay. Well, Strange is. I'm gonna be blunt. Strange is a bit rough this season. I'm not against it, but he is quite different from what you normally play. But if you were to continue picking DPS, if your Starlord ever gets banned, I heavily recommend adding a Psylocke in your pool. Psylocke is
Oh.
OP. Like if you play Starlord, and you can probably learn how to play Psylocke as well. So that's
Oh,
if you're only
okay.
planning on
I
playing
will-
like DPS. But if tank, yeah, like play whatever role you want. That's always good
I
to
appreciate.
explore.
I appreciate all the suggestions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Salak was a character I did find some interest in at first.
Yeah. So yeah,
But I
if
stopped
ever,
playing her
because
one.
he does play quite similar to Starlord, but that's like micro stuff. Let's like look at your actual entire team's game plan. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna remember this. Okay. All right. So they ban your Starlord. So what's in your guys' mind now? What's your game plan for this map, right? Because your game plans and your bans shouldn't just be like, obviously you always want to ban and pick around the characters you're good at. I'm assuming
Yep.
that your cap player is like either a cap one trick or a cap specialist.
Cap
They're
one
not
trade,
ma-
definitely.
Okay, yeah, right. So if you're going to
Um,
have this in the map that's really open, like you'll need to either hybrid and have one guy that's really good at poking, or really go all in on the dive with this guy. Right? There has to be a
Yeah.
game plan here. So I need to know the intention here. So what's the intention when you see this Star-Lord ban from the enemy team? Like, why is your reaction to ban?
We knew that they wanted to run. We knew that they banned Starlord because they really like running Thing.
Uh-huh.
And we wanted to keep. We wanted to sort of keep that pressure up because we kept Cap and Magic on. Because our game plan generally, our best players or our best plays are usually in dive or like at
Mhm.
least like rush.
Yeah.
So to counter that, to counter what they were doing really, because in earlier games, in the other VODs, what would happen is our backline would get assaulted quite a bit. We would get counter dove,
Uh-huh.
and our idea was that my positioning and the Su's positioning would be much more vague. This time we had a positioning issue in the earlier games, and it was like a very much an open area for they ran Groot and Wolverine on our backline.
Mhm.
Sort of just walked in there. So the idea was using the high ground on the first point, sort of as a way to just add to their mental stack on like where to look, where to focus, while having to deal with a Cap and Magic on their backline and letting
Okay.
Thor pressure, while letting our positioning as our support as supports keep Thor alive and provide necessary support to the Magic.
Okay. So you're saying you guys banned this because you want to get rid of the bubble. Like the bubble
Yes,
was
we
the
wanted to
bubble a
give
problem, or was
yeah
it
we
because
wanted to
they
give
used the
Magic and
bubble
Cap.
to? Oh, Magic and Cap. Okay.
We wanted to give Magic and Cap the best chance in getting a kill early
Okay.
on.
Okay. So it wasn't because they'd send a bubbled like DPS, like a bubbled Starlord or something, and then ruin your backline. It was more of they
No, no,
were
they
defending
wouldn't.
dives.
They don't run Starlord. We knew that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's good so far. All right. Your save here, I believe, was Magic. Okay. Yeah. Your game plan is your Magic and your Cap. Though I'd heavily suggest saving this instead. There's like a million DPS characters that can do what Magic's doing. Like if you're a decent Magic player, you're also like an okay BP player. You're also an okay Psylocke player. You're also an okay like insert other dive character here because to be honest, character design in this game is not as unique as it is
Not as
in
distinct. Yeah.
Overwatch. It's like
Yeah.
I coach in Overwatch too, and in Overwatch there's a lot more nuances here. It's not necessarily bad. It's just like because there are a million more DPSs, you wanna be saving this. Like you're if they ban your Cap here in their next ban, like a lot of this will fall into shambles. So what is your game plan if this guy gets banned?
Um,
Like, does your Cap player also play like let's say
Venom.
Hulk, Venom? Okay, Venom's good.
Venom would have been an acceptable substitute, but the reason why we protected Magic actually before Cap is because in the earlier games as well, our Cap because this was before we had our countermeasures up on support.
Uh huh.
Like we switched up our support comp.
Okay.
Our Cap wasn't able to get much value because they had to keep going back to help. So we thought that like, okay, so the enemy team doesn't know we're switching our support comp, so they're probably not gonna ban Cap knowing that they could deal with him last game,
Okay.
not knowing that we had countermeasures.
Okay. Okay. Let's see how the enemy team responds. Okay, yeah, obviously. I think they're assuming this is how many games have you guys played with this team so far? Like this is like your third game with them in a set?
This is our second scrim with them.
Oh, okay.
We won
okay.
the game. We won we won our first scrim with them pretty handily.
Okay.
So we know that they would be very cautious of us during this one.
Okay. That's a good call. They know your guy plays Thor. Okay. Ban Groot. Okay, that's wise. The Groot really screws over dives. That's good. You're saving your Cap here, I believe. Okay. Good. Saving Invis. I don't know why they're doing that. But, okay. Ban Psylocke. That's actually smart. What do you guys do in okay. So, and actually, you guys already got good bans here. This next one doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, okay. That's a fair ban. Flyers, you're gonna have hard time with that. Okay. So now, you have your game plan. And ultimately, as you guys mentioned, your game plan revolves around this. Your game plan revolves around this. So what makes these two characters, right, different from this character? Let's use a different, let's use different ink. From this character, or this character to some degree.
I mean, in my eyes, it's just that the rotations are much more dynamic.
Okay, the dynamic why?
Well, when a Bucky's rotating, I think it's much. The options aren't as vast, I guess, as Magic and Cap. Their movements much more vertical.
Yeah. Yep.
So that opens up much more of the map as well.
So their mobility. Okay. What else?
Their ability to survive in those environments and get out. Really.
Okay, that goes back to mobility, right?
Short term, I'd say short term survivability then with because of shield and portal.
Yeah. Okay. And I'd ultimately say that one of the bigger differences, right, with a character like Cap and Magic compared to Bucky and Scarlet is their reliance on their cooldowns,
Yeah.
right? Reliance on their cooldowns. Because, for example, if you put a Magic with no cooldowns against a Bucky with no cooldowns, obviously, the Bucky will win. If you put a thing with no cooldowns versus a Cap with no cooldowns, obviously, the thing is going to win if they fight. Granted that, like, Cap can run away. That will be stupid if he 1v1s, but you get the point, right? These characters, like dive characters, their value in a graph will look like this. When they have their cooldowns, it's really good, and when you use it, they're useless. Wait for a while for their cooldowns, and then they come back. Their value is really high, and then when you use it, they become useless, and then they have their cooldowns again. Right? This is time, and this is value. Oh my god. Oh yeah, writing. There we go. Right? And then compared to someone like Bucky or Scarlet, where their value looks more or less a little bit like this. Like, yes, they have cooldowns. They use it a little bit. Yeah, they have cooldowns again. They use a little bit. Cooldowns again. Use it a little bit, right? So, the highest highs of flank characters are way higher than the highest highs of regular, like, frontline main DPS characters. But once you use their cooldowns, look how much, like, they have so much less value compared to this, right? So again, all of this goes like, why are they more dynamic? Why are they more mobile? Why can they survive? It's because they have stronger cooldowns and they're balanced with having a weaker M1. Right? So now with that,
I wanted to ask you,
yeah,
actually, it's okay because we were having, as a team, we were having this discussion actually just a few hours ago, because we had just been talking about sort of categorizing our approach to the game more
yeah,
in that in at a higher aspect, so like main DPS, flex DPS, stuff like that. Would you count? Do you count Bucky as a main DPS or a flex DPS?
that depends because in Overwatch, when people said flex DPS and main DPS, the common like misconception is that the flex is the flank. Right? This is what people think that means. And that
Yeah.
the main is the guy that sits at main and M1s. But actually, it's more political than you think. It actually evolved from main being the guy that had really good aim, so he was always on the team, and the flex was just you feed him and you allow the guy with really good aim to do their thing. Right? There's a reason why in Overwatch, Tracer could either be your main or your flex. It's not because of who she is as a character, it's how they did things politically. Right? So in that sense as well, it's like, okay, yes, your Bucky can be your main because he sits at main and he shoots at main, and if you have really good aim, he's really good. But at the same time, he can also be your flex. He can be your guy that's like flexing to different characters, doing different things that enables, like, for example, if you have a Hela in main or you have a Hela on the off angle and she's really good, your flex is what will enable your other support. That will support your other DPS into popping off. So in that sense, it's like, why people at least I tend to avoid stuff like that is because it is more political than it is actually talking about roles. That's why I tend to go more on like, oh, this guy's flanker, this guy is like stays in main and shoots. But I guess ultimately what you were asking is, does Bucky like being on off angles or flanks, or does he like being in main? That depends again on your team comp. Do you already have someone on the off angles? Like, for example, if this was a Hela instead of a Magic, this guy would definitely be your main DPS, right? He sits at main and shoots. But let's say that you have what's a good one? Let's say this guy's Punisher. Punisher has a harder time compared to Bucky moving around. So now this guy becomes your flex. Right? Ultimately, it's your question goes, it asks about mobility. So which one of your DPSs here have more mobility? If this one has more mobility and can go on off angles more and more flanks, this is going to become your flex. so to speak, for a lack of a better term. And this one will be your main. Right? So, good question. I hope that answers what you're asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Back to what I was saying. So now you have a game plan. You want this guy and this guy to go in together at the same time, absolutely lobotomize one character, run away, and then say, guys, we got our value, and then do it again. Right?
Yep.
And again, it revolves around your CDs. So now, I'm going to ask you, if this isn't present in one or both of you, should you be doing engages? Let's say you have like your cap is here.
My
And then-
answer is I want to let them scrutinize the positioning first on the enemy team,
Mhm.
just in case there is someone like exceptionally out of position.
Yeah.
The default the answer would be no.
Yes.
Our team understanding is that the default answer is no unless there's a really good opportunity that
Of
presents
course.
itself.
Of course. Like there will always be nuance, right? But yes, that's correct. Okay. Now, there's let's just watch this and see how it goes, right? Because I watched this earlier before I joined the call. Honestly, really stupid how that happens. Like, anyways, like this isn't like this is more of a nitpick. This is like there's nothing really to learn here. This is like wow, this guy is like the enemy cloak doesn't really do anything about that. That's a little crazy, but okay. Okay, honestly, like there's not much to learn from this. Like, the only reason why this didn't devolve into something really bad for you guys was because you see how all of them are. What makes dive really good is, for example, what good teams will tend to do is they'll split up. They'll send different people everywhere. Like you'll see good teams sending people here, sending people here, sending people here. Right? What makes dive really good is you'll be able to decipher, okay, is there a guy that's here alone? Is there a guy that's here alone? If ever we find someone, dive them together. But what also makes that really good is that if they end up getting picked a lot, they're going to start getting grouped, right? If you start getting killed by a BP and you're a support character, you'll tend to want to group. And stuff will look like this. Like they're just a blob. They're just walking into you. So now, they're not threatening anyone in your team. Your cap can go in whenever look, your cap is actually a free range chicken here. Like he does whatever he wants. It's a little stupid. Right? This is to be honest, you guys didn't do anything good here. It's just all on the enemy team. The enemy team didn't do anything like good as well. So because of defender's advantage, you guys win this. And this is just like pure stupidity. Because first of all, it's like obviously you don't want your cap fighting the tank, but he ended up peeling for the tank, and you guys still won. You're just like, that's good. You know, you guys were able to out mechanic them. But again, there's nothing much. They just went in and won choke, and they did this the entire game. So I was genuinely surprised that you guys ended up losing like the first team fight. You guys lose over here. You guys lose like because of like a slip up here. You guys lose a lot. Like, oh yeah, over here. It's literally over here. You can see it in the replay duration. You had like 3 team fights in a row. Alright. Okay,
With
this
the
guy's
dive
alone.
comp on defense, you mentioned a while ago that a good team would want to send members of their team on different angles instead of all just going through that one choke, as you highlighted a while ago.
Yeah.
That's what usually a good team would do.
Yep.
Would the dive comp on defense be? Would the dive comp on defense then be in charge of taking out people on these respective off angles,
Yes.
cutting them off from being able to make it to the main fight?
Yeah. What makes that's the strength and weakness as well of dive characters is first, like, I know your magic isn't really doing like this. Magic will be good here as well, but magic or cap, you know, it's whatever. Let's say someone decides to go here. The strength of magic being here is that he'd be like, okay, I see someone there, fight them. Or it's just like, okay, I can't fight this yet because if I fight, I'll be forced to leave my angle. So it's like it's a 50-50. It's definitely a skill thing, but yes, they are. What's really good with dive on defense is that by default you'll already be watching these angles. At the very least, if you can't push the enemy back, you'll be able to give your team information about who they are, where they're coming from, and what they're doing. But is it a direct counter to like what people normally do? For the most part, no. It's still there's still a lot of things that you'll need to do to combat that.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, wait, let's look at this. This is really crazy how this Wolverine lives. Okay. This is where your cap dies. No, okay. Again, pretty decent timing from your cap. He goes in when first. Let me actually look at them so you guys can see this. Okay, first. Cool again, reliance in cooldowns. Does he have cooldowns? Check. Right? Now your magic. Again, reliance in cooldowns. Do they have cooldowns? Yes. Okay. Then you ask, do we have HP? They both have HP. So yes, it is time to go in. And then you ask, is there a distraction going on? Are the enemy teams distracted doing something else? Let's look at their POV. Yes, they're all distracted and looking at main for some reason because their Wolverine went in and did something stupid. Right? So here, there's really nothing else I can say, but this is just really good. I don't know if this is like intentional by you guys, but I'll show you guys why later it ends up devolving. But something like this, I think you guys subconsciously did something really good. Because they just implode. Because again, it's like they can't do anything about that. They just have characters that are better at... The only one character that they have that has really good cooldowns is like Wolverine. And even then, he already wasted his leap doing something really stupid. Doing a 1v6. So good, you punished it. And you went in with good timing and with your cooldowns. So that's smart. Just clean up, yeah. I should fight that. It's one guy. Okay, in stuff like this, since you're defense, what's defense's job? It's simple. You turn this into 0. Right? And right now, you already know that the enemy team, you killed some of the enemy team. Right? And yes, I understand that it's really close to spawn. This is really close to spawn. But as of this moment, right? It's like, well, there's really no threat about you guys being in spawn right now. You guys should chase. Right? When you guys really have, again, in Rivals, when you have an advantage, a lot of fundamentals go out the window. You just press W and you will win. Right? You're like, see, your cap gets, your cap feels it. Your tank here, like, this is I wasn't here to listen in on your comms, but I can definitely feel and I can definitely guess that this is a mismatch in interest. Because your cap sees, guys, we have so much advantage. We can just walk in and kill this guy. This guy's half HP. And then the rest of your team is like, nah, we're good. We're gonna back off. Right? It's like, it's not bad that you guys backed off. And it's not bad that your cap went in. Even though I did say I would have preferred if you guys went in. The bigger problem here is that there's a mismatch of interest. One part of your team wants to go forward and then the other part wants to go back. And it's easy to say that, hey, like your cap's the odd one out. He should have spotted this and read your team's body language and, you know, walk back to. That's true. But even then, you could also say the same for the rest of your team. As being the rest of your team, right? If you guys are truly good and you notice that your tank isn't reading the body language, be better and read his and walk with him.
We I think I can give an explanation. Not like a not an excuse, but like just
no,
pretty much what happened. Was it was a lot of, I think, to me at least, it was anxiety within the team because we had lost 2 games prior to this.
Yeah.
So we had wanted to play like as safe as possible.
Okay, I understand. I like that's very understandable, right? Because you think, oh my god, like we were you guys were probably like too aggressive and then exploded in like some of the team fights before. So I get that. So it's easy to be blinded and not realize the true advantage you guys have in the situation. Right. So that's good. Again, it's not bad that you guys fell back. It's that, like, you know, I don't care if teams make good plays or bad plays. It's about doing the same play together. Because a lot of the times, like when you watch pro games, if you watch teams and they do something stupid and you're like, why did that stupid play just work? It's because all 6 people in the team were on board. They all did it together, right? So first, it's easier said than done. You know, me just saying, "Hey, do the same thing together." But how do you guys normally come when you play scrims? Is it like, do you have like one guy that's calling out a lot of shots? Do you have like one guy per role doing it that's calling the shots? One dedicated guy that says press W and one dedicated guy that says press S? Or just whatever you guys do, whatever happens kind of deal.
The social dynamic in our team is interesting. We have 3 core players, and we consider it's considered like we have this concept in the team where the 3 core players act as IGLs for their role.
Okay.
So I mean, so for us it would be the Thor, the Magic, and myself.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly the comms go where everyone makes calls, and it'll resort to one of the 3 making the big like decision on like, oh yeah, the Thing, Cloak, and the Magic, and it'll be one of the 3 making the big decision on the field. Usually it doesn't take much for all 6 of us to converge on one thing, which is honestly I'm very happy with that, just because like we didn't start, we haven't played for a long time together.
Yeah.
Like that DLSU tournament where we started out as a team, that was maybe like, that was just at the latter half of season 1.5 already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very recent.
So we were happy with the chemistry we had, but I think like this specifically was sort of a lack of comms in this specific moment. It was just like an opportunity that showed itself.
Yep.
And I think 8 times out of 10 we would have taken it, but it really was like the influence of those prior games that got us to decide to back off.
That's good. So again, good context. Thanks for telling me. And again, it's not bad that you guys went back, and it's not bad that this guy went forward. It's, you know, again, you have a war in 2 fronts here. You don't want that. So yeah, and because like, look, again, I'll show you like why it was so beautiful in the first part. Like, subconscious or not, why this team fight over here looked really good. Or was it here? Why this team fight looked really good? It's because look at this. Everyone is doing the same thing at the same time. Everyone is walking into the on enemy at the same time. Right? And even if one could say, oh, it would have been better if your team waited for everyone to walk in here and then dive and fight so that you'll have an easier time walking back from the choke, right? It didn't matter because you guys won the team fight because you did the same thing at the same time, right? Really peak example of what I'm saying. And then we got blue guys here. Okay. Let's look at your POV here, May, while you die. Okay, classic insect. Okay. Oh, does your entire enemy team get? Does your team get Wolverine over? I did not see that the last time. Okay. Okay. With something like this, when you're getting dove, right? Okay, first, I know it will be hard, but in a situation like this, you guys need to instantly recognize that you have advantage. This needs to be instantly digested. First, wasted IG ult. Right? 2 killed IG. Sorry, not IG. IW. We're Instagramming out in the household. Right? IW. Right? You guys need to instantly recognize that information. Okay, next. Next piece of information. Even if you guys didn't com this, you guys need to digest and automatically understand that your Bucky is ulting. So what does that mean? Where will he go? Where do ulting Buckies tend to walk towards? They tend to walk up. They tend to go deep. They tend to go to the other support, right? So now, when this Wolverine goes in, and I'll show you why it was easy for him to bring your supports back. Okay, so the Wolverine comes. You guys see him, right? And I get that the gut instinct that you have when you're a support and you get dove is walk away from them, right? You want to make as much distance as you can from this guy, right? And nitpick as well. Wolverine has 7 meters per second move speed, and everyone else has 6 meters per second. So you're not outwalking him, just so you guys know. But regardless, even if he did have the same walk speed, he's already here. You're not gonna be able to outwalk him. He will chase you to Kingdom Come. So now, you walking back does what? Your team is now being separated. This guy and this guy want to go back. This guy wants to go back. But then the rest of your core is moving up. So now, if your team's like as the support players, this is where a lot of your skill will need to be shown. Is when there's threat, as counterintuitive as it feels, you don't want to walk back because your team has an advantage and it will help you stick with your team better. You actually want to go forward. It looks crazy. It looks crazy. But the reason why you guys almost lose this team fight is because you guys walk back. If you guys walked forward here, and the Wolverine was like, if you guys walked forward here, there's one situation that will happen here. If you guys continue walking forward, okay. You guys continue walking forward, the Wolverine will end up here, and your supports will end up here. Which means that if he ults, he'll end up back here, which is good. You're still with your team. You can still be peeled. That's fine. But because you guys walk back, like that literal half-second movement of you guys walking back, it gives him the scenario to be able to ult you guys up and then separate you even further. And even if he wasn't Wolverine, and you guys keep walking back because you see a Wolverine on you, the same thing will happen, right? This isn't just like Wolverine elite ball knowledge. It's just the fact that you guys are going in again mismatch, and I get here it's more understandable because this is like spur of the moment team fight knowledge gameplay. But as the supports, you guys will need to realize, okay, we have advantage. We're going in. If someone's on us, the best way for us to get peeled is not going this way, because if you go in this way, who are you asking for help? If your team is moving away from you, and you're moving this way, like you're not gonna be able to help, right? Oh my god, I deleted everything. I'm gonna cry. But you're only gonna be able to help each other. But if you walk towards your team, the Bucky will be able to help you, right? Your thing will be able to press shift on you, which will stop divers from going on you. Your magic can, your magic. Yeah, your magic can peel DPSs off you as well. Same thing goes for Cap. So in a situation like this, yeah.
Is this a rule? Is this a rule specifically? Is this a general rule you can use as a support to deal with multitudes of dive characters? Because to my knowledge, there isn't a single dive character in the game that cannot be out. That cannot be, well, there isn't a single dive character in the game that can be outran by a support, unless they, you were completely out of cooldowns. You had no movement options whatsoever. So, in my eyes, with the way you explain it, whether or not it was a Wolverine or anyone else, as long as the backline was getting dived, it would have been a favorable move for the team to just continue moving forward and pressing advantage.
Exactly.
Because they're down a healer.
Yep.
they're down a healer. We can just burst
65 and
them
win.
in. Yeah, yeah. There's a Wolverine on their back line.
Yeah.
There's a Wolverine on our back line.
Yep.
But if you kidnap any one of our backline, if you kidnap any one of our healers
goes
to our
back.
backline, yeah, and we'd still be in the fight.
Yep.
He had nowhere to kidnap them too.
Yeah. That's like, spot on way of thinking of it. Like, you guys have done like 65, just fight. Right? That's a simple way of thinking it. But as a support way of thinking it, there's a intuitive way to get this unintuitive thing out, right? Because the misconception is that if you're support and you're getting dove, you move away or you move back. It's not move back. It's when you're getting dove and you're getting pressured, you move towards your team, wherever your team may be. In a situation where your team is here, okay, yeah, obviously you are too far, you walk back, right? But in a situation like this, your team isn't here. Your team is here. So go in. And you have advantage. Like, okay, this is definitely will be very different if it's still a 6v6. Because your team will not be fighting. Your team's only pushing advantage because first you kill the support and you're Bucky ulting. But if nobody has ults here and you guys are this deep, the tendency is that the entire team will move back. Which means you should follow. Again, it's all about following your team's body language. Right, you guys almost lose this too. Right, it's like you still win because it's like there's no way you guys completely lose this, right? But it's you got a really good advantage at the start. But because again, this is like some nerd talk, but like it is closer to walk from spawn in the attacking team than it is for the defenders, right? The defenders definitely have a longer time walking back here compared to the attackers, right? But even with that nitpick aside, it's not too much of a problem anyways, right? That could have turned, like, that's the one thing where even if you guys won, there's still a lot you guys could have learned from that, which is good. Okay, now tell me, your team is still recuperating, your team is trying to get back together, you guys lost 2, so why on God's earth is your Captain America 1v6ing? Right? Again, let's go down the checklist of dive. Okay. Let's wait for it. Okay. Do I have cooldowns? Okay, sure. We'll count this as cooldown. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Do I have HP? Yes, for the most part, okay. But the thing is the enemy team distracted? I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you how many people are looking at this Captain America and not being distracted. There's 1. This guy's coming back. This guy's dead. There's 2, 3, 4. There's 4 people looking at your cap. Right? The checklist should always be, for dive characters specifically, before they do anything and go in, is, well, technically there's 4, but 1 is team alive. Is your is your team alive? Because if you're gonna 1v6 all the time, it's not. You know what? This is like a 0.0 because it will be negated by the thing later, right? So 0.1. CDs. Love cooldowns. 2 HP. And 3 distraction. This can either be, if I cause a distraction, will the rest of my team pop off? Or is the rest of my team causing a distraction allowing me to pop off? Right? Which is why you need your team to be alive. These two feed into each other. So again, let's look at the Caps checklist, shall we? Is his team alive? He's 1 down. Does he have cooldowns? He's 1 down. Does he have cooldowns? Yes. Does he have HP? Yes. Is there anything distracting from the rest of the team from him going in? Or if he distracts the enemy team, will his team be able to pop off? No. Because look, again, it's another mismatch. Like, your team is walking back. They don't want to go in. right? And better yet, there isn't another person that will be able to take advantage of this dive. This is just like a blatant random 1v6 that causes that, and yes, he doesn't die for it, but it causes him to lose a lot in the process, and not his life, but a lot of things. First, instantly, what happens to his HP? It's gone. What does he use to escape? He needs to use his his ground pound to escape. He needs to use his shield dash to escape. Right? So really big cooldowns for Cap that allow him to not only deal really big bursts of damage, but also allow him to escape. So now, for the next 15 seconds, he's gonna be useless. First, because he needs to be healed up, and second is because he needs to wait for his cooldowns. So now, in a situation like this, where now you have a distraction, you have someone doing something, and yet, again, it's a mismatch of whatever the team wants to do. This guy, like, your thing here, didn't realize, oh my god, my Cap's body language is walking back because he did a really bad play at the start, which is like, you know, understandable, we make bad plays, right? But then, you don't want to cascade your misplays like this, because now, again, it's another mismatch. You have, like, God knows where the rest of your team is, but everyone's moving back, and your thing is moving up. Which now, what does the thing lose in the process from doing this? He's going to lose HP and then E cooldown. I'm going to call it. There we go. He lost HP and a E cooldown, right? Okay, good that you popped your Cap ult. That's good, you have to save him. But this could have been avoided, and it wouldn't have been wasted if, again, there was a match of the game plan. And in this situation, at the very least, right? Your Cap realizes, okay, my thing wants to go in from this because he saw me going in. So now let's make up for this and read his body language and go in with him. Right, see? When people do bad plays together, it becomes an okay play that might win. The only reason why you guys don't instantly crumble here is because your Cap makes that really good assessment. Right? You guys even get it's honestly really crazy how this Namor keeps dying. Okay, yeah. Keep going into that back line. Yeah, keep going. Keep pushing. Okay. You guys can decide to fight in or fight out. It doesn't really matter which one. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I have to ask actually. In that situation just 5 seconds ago when Hulk was on our back line, would it have been? I remember what I was thinking in this situation because I didn't know whether or not my magic or whether or not my Cap went around to help peel the Hulk that was in our back line. Until looking back, I really couldn't tell. I was just locked in and shooting. I was just locked in and shooting at whatever moved at this point.
Yeah.
Would it have been a better idea for me to take notice of the Hulk and because the idea of the game plan was trust my healers to stay alive and press advantage as much as we can. Would it have been better for me to turn back and peel the Hulk?
If I had to nitpick, yes.
He does die, but CND spends left was it left click? Whatever the spin veil thing is. They waste the survivability option. Yes, fade, thank you.
Yeah. I think it's okay. Like it's a little bit of a nitpick. But if I did have to get, if I had to choose what to say, yeah, the only person that shouldn't be really, be worried about peeling is, your Cap. Normally tanks, Thing is a different story because Thing has really good, abilities that counter dive characters. So he's really good at peeling. But for the most part, tanks will be the one that will be ignoring dive characters. And your DPSs will be the ones that peel. So, hold on. Did I just have something po? Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Right. So if I had to choose, yes, peeling here would have been better. But because you as DPS, you are the one that's able to dish out the most damage. Duh. I mean, wow, DPS giving the most DPS. That's crazy. right? But that's because again, when you look at the HP of tank players, they don't they don't look at it as HP. They look at it as time. When they have HP, they have time to do what they want. And as DPS, the role that has the most damage, you do the most damage, which means that you give them the least amount of time to do what they want. So shooting the Hulk there would have been, I guess, marginally better than walking forward, because it is the tank's job to hold space and not yours. But ultimately, I don't think it would have mattered. Like, it doesn't matter here, so it won't matter like in that situation, since your supports do live. And you do make a point that it does force out your cloak's fade, but it's like you guys won the team fight anyways. She won't need it.
Okay.
Like you guys killed 3 people. So in that situation,
that is that generally it's much better as the DPS if I'm attentive of what's happening in my backline most of the time, because with the tanks usually,
yeah,
with the tanks usually, it is my job to lessen the amount of time that things in my backline can do their thing before rotating back to their team.
exactly. But don't go out of your way to do it. Like for example, here it's worth it because you can just flick back and shoot. But for example, if you're Psylocke and you're in this angle and then you see a Hulk walk here, you're not gonna be like, oh my god, there's a Hulk in my backline, and then you walk all the way, and then you shoot, and you're like, okay, Hulk gone, and then you waste all the time. Like you want to maximize holding M1 as long as possible as DPS. But that is fundamentally what DPS is, maximizing how long you can hold M1 on people.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So here it is. That this is like the first this is the second defense of your Captain America 1v6ing and the rest of your team not doing it. Right. Again, here yes you could blame him for going in and 1v6ing because mechanically he went in and used his dash on I don't even know what. Oh my god, on a random Bruce banner, and then he proceeds to go in, right? Because he used his cooldowns, which means it's gonna be hard for him to go in, and his HP is a little low. It's easy for to point blame on this. It's definitely like your Cap's fault for doing this, but also you could have made the most out of the situation if you guys realized, or if your Cap at least said, guys, I want to fight, right? And then, or if you guys realized, oh my god, my Cap wants to fight. Again, look, the only reason why, even if, again, 100% this is your Cap's fault, but the biggest reason as to why this Cap dies is not only his own misplay, is because the rest of the team is doing something different. Right? Again, it's a mismatch, it's a war in two fronts. Right? It's so evident when you watch it from the top down. You can see it in action. Like at first you're both all walking forward at the same time, or at least staying put, right? And then now all of a sudden you're diverging, right? Unfortunate. So now you guys are one man down. So now you'll need to be playing more defensively, which is smart. The thing is though, just as a rule of thumb, you guys need to assume that standing on the control point means you will die. A lot of maps in this game are designed with the fact that if you stand in the control point and the enemy team isn't dead, you will die. I'll show you what happens. What's going on in here? Technically, you guys are still even, right? But what happens? You guys stand in the control point and you have a million ways for people to shoot at you. So what happens? A million things shoot at you, to say the least. Right, this isn't even like the more doing a really good play. He's doing a standard play, and you guys are sitting in a really bad situation, in a really bad spot. Right? It's good that you guys backed off, but you guys need to back off the cover. The only reason why staying here is really bad, but if you stay here it's really good, is because of this piece of cover. Because if you get shot, oh, Okay, hide. I'm healed. Shoot, 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 shoot. Oh my god, I got shot. Hide. Oh, I'm healed. Okay, so you shoot again. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh my god, I won my aim trade, and I shot them before they shot me. But wait, I have more HP and they can't hide because they're out in the open. We traded shots and I win, right? It's like, but here, if you get shot, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm getting shot, and there's nowhere for you to go, right? That's exactly what happens to your invis woman here. Look what happens. Like first, you guys did see that they were walking up here. You should have expected them to come there. But even if you didn't, it's like, yeah, like, how do you even like? You could say she should have reacted to it and ulted, right? But how do you even react to that? That's not realistic. You're just in a bad angle the whole time, right? Because there's nowhere for you to go for cover. There's nowhere for you to instantly stop getting hit. You're just out in the open. Right? And that's ultimately
Especially
what...
on defense, we don't really have a reason to be standing on
Exactly.
the point proper
Exactly.
if we're not fighting for the point exactly. Because they're
Yeah.
on high ground.
Yep.
They're not on the point. We're not achieving anything by being on the point.
Yep.
Realistically, we could do what we did just now, but have much more cover to deal with if we were like in that one glass area to the left where
Yeah.
strangers would usually portal that place.
Yeah.
Because we can back off. Squishies and healers have a health pack right over there, and for people that want to
Yeah.
flank or the dives, there's a way going all around to the other side if they wanted to.
Yep. Exactly.
So
because here's the thing.
and
You don't control points by standing on it. A little crazy statement. That's a little crazy. You control points by controlling the spots around it that allow you to shoot. So here, main is an example. This high ground is an example. This bridge is an example. This other high ground is an example, and this exit is an example. Right? Because if all of this you have people shooting down, it's free damage for people sitting on the point. They're not going to be able to stand in this for very long. And that's ultimately what happens to you guys here. Like, yes, it is 6v5 and your cap shouldn't have died again. But also, you guys shouldn't be standing in, like, there's no reason for you guys to be on point. The only reason why the enemy team walks on point is because, again, when you have such a large advantage in this game, fundamentals go out the window. Press W and win. That's exactly what they do. They press W and win. Right? It's like, yes, you guys kind of hold it for a bit with the cloak ult. But anything that happens up to this point, it's already been lost. You guys are way too far to have anything. Their rocket has like a res down. They have their invis up, right? They have a Wolverine ult waiting. Yeah, there's nothing you guys can do about this at this point. I'm not gonna judge that invis ult, by the way. Right? I guess it evolves. Simply because you guys stood on the point. Should never be standing on the point. Unless it's payload. But we're talking about control points here. Right? It's like... And at this point, you guys already lost. You have to accept that you lost a control point. Stop feeding them ult charge. Stop feeding them staggers. Like, you guys are still... unless you guys have an ult, which I guess you guys do use here. It's like... So, I mean, I guess in this situation, it's okay. Well, this is fine, I suppose. Yeah, this is just rough. Yeah, this is okay. You force an invis ult. Okay. Okay. Right? Ultimately, whatever happened after that part where you guys stood on point doesn't matter. Because you lose that one team fight. Right? So don't do that again. Okay. Yeah, just regroup. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah, don't fight that smart. Very smart. Very smart magic. Yeah? Yep. Yep. Okay, you regroup. Okay. Now you can do your unga bunga game plan. So now, tell me why your magic is walking in main. Right? If your game plan this entire game is to let your magic and your cap absolutely lobotomize one character in the back. You can't do that from the front. You have to do that from the sides. You have to do that from the back. Because, and even then, it's like, even though yes, the team fight is about to happen, like she has time to, well, he has time to like press E, go up here, set up here, chill, right? Or even just like walking out of like after they escape the fight here, they chill, they peek a bit and check if it's safe, and then they're set up. This is just like, this just goes against the game plan you guys started with in the beginning. See, at least your cap gets it, right? Your cap gets it. He doesn't want to be from main, and he's like, oh my god, like, you know, I don't know what demon possesses him to turn around, but something possessed him to turn around. I don't know. It's just, it's so funny. Where is it? Anyways, okay. Right. By the way, also, like, this is really bad. Because your game plan is these guys lobotomize the squishy in the back. So now, your cap is making a bad setup even worse. Like your cap, like see, your magic gets the play. Your magic gets the idea. Now, if your cap wasn't hitting the front and focused more on the team's game plan, if he hit this guy literally twice, you guys would have won the team fight. Right? You guys would have won the team fight. Out of like your cap punching someone twice. Instead, you guys get absolutely comboed. Could that still have happened even after you killed the support? Yes. You know, freak accidents happen. But the odds of it happening would have been a lot worse. Because first, your cap wouldn't have been hit by the ult. Right. So, your cap wouldn't have been hit by the thing ult. Or does he get immobilized by Namor first? Does he even get hit at all? No, he does not. Okay. That's a little sad. Okay. The reason why their thing was able to not care much about the backline and not worry too much about the magic is because one of the bigger threats that threatens that is in front. Like, this guy realizes it, right? Everyone's in front of him. Right? So if your cap was on the same page as your magic and wanting to hit the backline, you guys would have won. Like, yes, maybe they still go for this combo, but you can continue to trade and trade. Because look how long this enemy thing looks behind them for how long that your magic is. Right? Right? If that magic, if Cap were here assisting that magic could have stayed here longer. And at least in this level of play, like, people will be looking at this. Like, yes, in higher elo, people will like look and just trade anyways. But you want to be baiting that attention. Again, as dive characters, you either want to be looking for attention or making that attention go onto you. So it's again, I'm not flaming your cap here. It's easy to flame your cap in this situation because you see him doing a bad play. But again, it is more of a mismatch of what the team's trying to do. And in this situation, it is your cap. Your cap has a mismatch. Like, he was already setting up for a really good play, walking back here. But then he went back. Right? The game plan. Just follow the game plan. Because it's a good game plan. Alright. So you guys are walking back. Try to stabilize. Don't fight. Just chill. Right? Don't fight. Just chill. So now, tell me. Again, why on God's earth? Your magic decides to 1v6 here. Right? This is just unfortunate. Okay, I get it if he's trying to last touch, but last touch is so far. It's like over here still, and he can still touch it from here. And even just looking at the bar, it's not there yet. So now, Now that your team is your team is recuperated and ready to go back to the fight, right? Because they're already here. There's no one that can help last touch. That's already been set up. It's just like, what did that do for your team? It didn't really do anything, right? Okay, well, I don't think this ult had a plan. I think, unless you were trying to force the Raccoon ult, if your intention was forcing the Raccoon ult, that's the only way I'm going to like accept this. Other than that, this is panic behavior, which is I understand, but it's like, you know, since guys are being guys are getting pretty serious about this. This is you can't afford to have panic behavior like that. Like now, it would have been a really good time to punish this Wolverine for being too aggressive, right? You get a reset off of his passive that resets his HP, and then you can kill him with the reset. But it's like it's too late. Like your supports are dead. You have to fall back.
As the player piloting Bucky at the time,
yeah,
it was a panic ult.
Yeah.
But, or I guess this isn't any in any shape or form trying to make an excuse. But
No, that's okay. Just tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what was on your mind.
I thought that it would have been just a good idea to just get the ult out of just to get one of the sub ults out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm admittedly right now, after the nerfs, having a lot of difficulty making
two E's now. Can't believe it.
I'm having difficulty making plays with my Bucky ults.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, I've been asked to be a lot more attentive of my team since the patch when doing things like this. But ever since the patch, I've also found myself just throwing out my ult to force out support ults. Which in hindsight, as Bucky, if I went back to like what we were doing, retreating to a different position, like instead of, because I remember retreating towards where our old spawn's direction is, which is in the complete opposite direction of where the nearest source of cover should be, and where my team is going.
Yeah.
And maybe I could have done a lot better by... I had all my cooldowns, so maybe using my hook to get one of the supports who weren't playing behind cover to force their ult by hooking them back or something. Or instead of using my ult to start a fight or bait a support just naturally, I could instead use my really strong cooldowns to do just that. Because if Bucky shoots a support, like in the head or the body 2 to 3 times, they're scared for their life.
Exactly.
They're probably like at 1 hit before dying.
Yep.
And since Bucky has cooldowns that let him reload his bullets, give him armor.
Yeah.
To them, they should naturally feel fear. They should naturally feel fear for it.
Yeah.
So,
like
maybe much more economic usage of my ult is better, because I could just use my cooldowns to do what I wanted to do.
And that's very true, right? Like, definitely saving your ult for killing people is more valuable, and it definitely feels more valuable. But then again, in a situation here, where if you did want to force out the Raccoon ult, it wasn't executed well, because first you ulted the tanks. You want to ult the Raccoon and bait it out from him. So you want to see him, shoot him, and then ult him. Like, the problem there wasn't that you chose to use your ult. The problem was that it was panicked and wasn't because you did a calculated play. If the calculated play was, okay, I'm gonna go in even if we're behind, just so that when we regroup later, they don't have this ult. That would have been good. Right? And what you're saying is true, right? If you hooked someone in, right, you could have even forced the invisible woman ult out, because she will get scared and she'll have to burst heal someone with her ult, right? That makes sense. But also, it's not bad to use your ult. Like, you get your ult back pretty fast as Bucky, because you can do a lot of damage. Like, look, you're already at 42. Like, you're already so close to getting your ult. So, yes, if I were to nitpick, you're right. Using your ult there was pretty bad. But also, in the grand scheme of things, if you planned to use it because you wanted to force something out, it wouldn't have been bad either. It was more of a, it's only bad because you panicked kind of thing. But the play itself wasn't necessarily bad. Because more important looking in these VOD reviews is not just like the outcome. You don't want to be outcome focused, right? You don't want to be like, oh, this play, what happened here was good, so therefore that play is always good. It should always be like, what's your intent, right? What do you intend to do? What do you intend to force? And in that situation, like you and I can both agree, you didn't really intend to do anything. You just popped your ult. Well, you did say you did intend to force out the Raccoon ult, but you executed it poorly, I should say. Which is fine, because everyone's still in. Ulting here is okay. Okay, good. You force both support ults, and you choose to fight in. Good, okay. Like, if you guys chose to fight out as well and wait out the support ults, that wouldn't have been like bad either. But at least you guys are on the same page of fighting inside. That's always good. Okay. You die unfortunately, that's okay. You guys fight with your ults, that's really good. This is really good. You guys are ulting for ults. And continuing to fight. Like, you guys didn't give up after 2 people died. Really good. It's really good. Really good play by you guys. Yeah, I saw that thing ulting there is such a waste. Good fade. Also, noise map knowledge. You didn't walk to this health pack. Just a little goofy. But that's just a little pick. But overall, really good play. Good. Punish this. This guy should be excommunicated from his religion for doing that. And he gets away. A little sad that he gets away. It's okay. Okay. Playing with your team, that's good. Oh. Yeah, that was a really good play by the Wolverine. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, what was your intent here? Going in for trades? Or was there no intent again? You just tell me so that like we can, you know, so we can discuss it.
Can I watch it from my perspective again?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. I was focusing on the Wolverine, and I really thought I would be able to secure a kill with it. Not accounting for the fact that the subs were doing really good,
yeah,
and could just drug him back to 100%.
Yeah. That's okay. Like, I think it was, like, definitely not that bad of a game plan, considering you guys have Bucky ult and you have Thing ult, so you wanted to make use of it. You know, like, and I guess it didn't end up working out. That's okay. Not a bad play. It's like, it wasn't the worst play in the world, I should say. Like, it's an okay play. We don't want to be nitpicking okay plays. We want to be nitpicking like definitely bad plays. Okay, again here. As supports, it's the same thing. You want to walk towards your team. Towards your team. Not away from you don't go away from danger, right? Because, of course, natural instinct of humans is, okay, walk away from the thing that's scaring me. I understand. But in this game, as sports, you need to rewire your brain. You're not walking away from danger, you're walking towards safety. And safety is here. Right? And yes, walking towards safety and walking away from danger isn't necessarily the same. Because here, you're walking towards safety, but you're not walking away from danger. You're still walking towards the danger. Right? But in this case, the thing that will give you the biggest odds of survival is walking towards your team. Because this gives you the opportunity for the Bucky to shoot the enemy team. Or your Thing to peel off the Wolverine. And to either bait the attention of this guy to shoot this guy instead of you. Which doesn't really happen, but you want to take as much chance as you can get. Right? So that you can focus on healing each other. Again, it's one of those things from the first point. You walk towards safety, not away from danger. Right? Because there's no way in the world that your Bucky can move back with you. Because he's committing. Because your Thing is also committing. You saw the Bucky ult and you saw the thing ult. You guys should have committed with it. It's a body language thing. You guys will learn that over time, but someone needs to point it out for you. And it's okay. You know what? It's always okay to make mistakes like that. It's really hard. It's really hard, right? Like, because I can say that, and in a lot of my games, if I play support, I will definitely be walking away from danger and not towards safety. Right? I am like, say as I preach and not as I do. But since you guys are being serious about this, that's something you guys will need to practice over time and focus on more very consciously in your next games. I think you guys just like win the inside fight here. Oh my god, why am I so laggy? Yeah, you guys just cloak ult and win. Surprised you guys are getting a lot of mileage in the cloak, because cloak doesn't tend to get a lot of value. But that's good. Yeah, you're probably gonna see 9 off this. They can't catch it all. Yeah, this is C9. Okay. Alright. So game plan, right? So now the enemy team's doing the same mistake you guys did a while ago. They're standing on the control point, which means what? You guys win this team fight? Oh yeah, you guys do. Oh, unfortunate. Okay. Yeah. You guys just control this high ground and you guys win. It's actually nothing much they could have done about this, because they're all on the control point. But look, they're literally 1 man up and you guys still win this team fight. Oh, you guys walk off. How do you guys win? What the hell? Ain't no way. What's going on? This is the first time I'm seeing this round, by the way. Oh my god, they're Wolverines trolling. Oh yes, let's just casually 1v3 while we have advantage, guys. Okay, good punish. Oh, good peel. Really good peel. Really good peel. Yeah, walk in, walk in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Noise gets it. It's damage time. Yeah, walk in. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, really? This is really good. Like, I'm really amazed that you're standing here. Most players will not have done what you did. Like, look how much you do for your team. You're not even DPS. First, you're still able to kill for them. Like, you clear the raccoon out, which is really big, right? Like, you're still able to heal your team. Really good. Okay. Oh, what a big blind. Wow. Like, this speaks for itself. Like, yes, like, Mei lands like a really big headshot somewhere here. I believe it's on the Wolverine. Oh yeah, no, it's on the Wolverine 1v3 because, oh yes, of course guys, that's 1v3 because casually. Oh, really good like mechanics, by the way. I don't know if you just did that because you knew you were low, but you used your armor properly to live that engage. That was really well played. And then he revived the Wolverine. Oh, no, he doesn't revive the Wolverine. Wow. Yeah, just really big headshot. Right? This is really good. You guys play this really well. Yeah, there's actually nothing much to say. The enemy team played poorly here. Yeah, and they're trickling at this point. The Wolverine just came back for seconds, like, oh my goodness, actual double dip gameplay. What am I watching? Okay, well done. Nothing much to really say there. I am actually not against this. You don't want them to do last second touches, so you do this. As long as you live, this is fine. Let's see if you hard commit though. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, amazing. Amazing. Amazing, amazing so far. Okay. What do you guys do? Okay. Wow, different angles. Okay. Okay. A little early, but at least at the same time. Yeah. As long as you escape and you guys fall back first. Okay, play outside. That's like if you're not gonna use an ult. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, okay. 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 Not against ulting. Yeah, that should have been that invis ult should have come a little bit earlier, but I'm not against it. Okay. That's fine. Your invis would have died regardless. Okay. Really good what your magic's doing. Because your cap is again focused on shooting a tank for some reason. Right? Like again, you gotta tell your cap to go on squishies. Like they gotta stop going on the tanks here. Like it's not his job to peel. But it's at least your magic is doing that. Right? Holding them back. Because now there's no one to support these people. First of all, like the enemy tanks should be playing outside. Right? But if they wanted to play inside, they needed support. And your magic is cutting off that support. That's really good. Really good. Really good play so far. Kill this Wolverine. Excommunicate them from life. Somebody needs to shoot these squids. Oh, you helped him escape there. Oh, okay. He did. Good job. He died. Did you punch him because he thought it would kill him, or did you just punch him because he wanted to punch him? Okay, you thought you would kill him. Fair enough. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah?
excuse me, sorry. Could I watch that one more time?
Sure.
Oh, that's a shame. If I had just done the turnaround. Oh my lord.
I mean, you could have done like the tech where you instantly turn, but it's fine. It's like you thought you would kill him, and you get the guarantee. You wanted to go for the guarantee kill instead of the flashy instant because you thought you would die. But you did have a bullet. It's like I'm not against that. That's like a gray, like an ethically gray place. I'm not gonna. I don't think
I've been trying to get a little bit more mileage out of like what I can with micro adjustments with the small turnaround things Bucky can do.
There is a lot that you can get away with if you increase the micro better, but I am definitely a firm believer that like this game is 90% macro then 10% actual skill. I mean, I guess for DPS, like the not skill, sorry, micro, right? For DPS it is a little bit different. Maybe it's like a little 50-50, but I don't think that was bad there. I don't think what you did there was bad. Again, your cap needs to stop going on tanks. If what's happening here? Why is it bad for cap? First, he doesn't do a lot of damage to tanks, right? So him doing this doesn't really stop them from moving. Second of all, he's going to need to get out sustained because enemy tanks naturally have more staying power compared to him in a tank trade-off, right? Because Thing, whenever he right clicks, he gets 50 HP, right? And he does more damage than he has more DPS than Cap. Hulk has a stun that will stop supports from healing him, or even stun the tank, or if he wants to, he can bubble himself for more HP. Right? He has more staying power compared to Cap. And what happens? It costs him his cooldown, it costs him his HP. Right? And because it costs him his HP, your cloak and dagger, which is you noise, you get baited here to bubble. You kind of force you to bubble because he's low. But if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have any good. Wow, really good guy. Sorry, for some reason I'm slow on the FPS. Let me close my tabs. Maybe closing Google Chrome is always a good idea. Okay, and I get like 2 frames. Okay.
In this situation, would it have been better for Cap to just run past the tanks?
Yes.
And rush the healers?
Yeah. Go in there again. That is your game plan. Your game plan is you want your Cap and your magic to lobotomize the enemy backline. You don't want to care about the front. Like more front to back team comps will have like a mag and a strange or a Groot in there, right? You have Cap. This is definitely a I want to screw over the back line comp. So like, don't waste your time with the front line. If you want to shoot the front, you know, play Groot. Play Groot, play Mag, play Strange. This is the wrong character for that. Because I can tell mechanically, right? Your cap player is pretty good. But in terms of like the decision of like who he's trying to go for, it's definitely needs improvement. Now is the reason. Now it's good, right? Ignore this guy that doesn't really have a good time fighting anyways. Cut all of the support out. That's good. Really good. Really good. You almost killed it. Okay, he kills the invis. I don't know how the rocket's not healing the invis, but he kills the invis. Oh my god, he's gonna kill the rocket. There's no way, right? Oh, there's no way, right? Okay. So what happens? Why is your team? Let me. It's a Wolverine. The Wolverine lives. Passive pop. So what happens to your time? What happens to your thing here? Oh, he's out in the open. I think can't afford to do this. Just a little too far out in the open. Right, you wanna. You can always spam right click here. This is fine, right? Spamming right click here is fine. A little bit of a micro. That was a micro mistake. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Push him away. Yep. Your cap's doing really good right now. It's really unfortunate how you guys. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. Outside. Oh, playing inside. I'm going to assume that that was a misplace. And otherwise, okay.
Yes, it was.
Well,
it was.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, you guys still win though. Wow, we take those. Jesus. Wow. If you're wondering what the enemy team should have done that, or what should have done there, just for, you know, in case you guys wanna nerd out. The moment they see that this misplay happens, they flip the map. They fight here. They act like they're the ones attacking. Because if they walk back, they're going to play into this ult. That's ultimately what happens. They try to walk back into it. See, and now you guys are able to just walk into your ult. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunate. Really well played by you guys. Yeah, kill the blue guy. The blue one! Oh, this is a long team fight. Wait, you guys count? Oh my god, he don't. Okay. That's fine. Okay, let's see how you guys walk up to recontest this control point. Or this payload. Interesting. Not a bad way to do it at all. Yeah. Yeah, spitting in the building. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Baiting the attention of the Wolverine. But okay, yeah. If your magic lives here, big. Okay, big. Okay, their Punisher's being stupid. Okay, your cap is on a. Your cap is on the Punisher turret. 1v16 again. That's fine what he's doing, but there's no reason for him to do this. He's a little goofy. He just wastes all his shield. Now that your magic wants to go in, like your cap can't. Mechanical. That's a mechanical. It's a mechanical error. Oh wow. Okay, wow. Okay, Megan's a really big from the moves. Okay. Aim gaming. Aim gaming. Aim gaming. Aim gaming. It happens. Wow, this takes a while for you guys to. You guys only get one kill. Wait, oh, they overstay. Why are they? Why is any team fighting on your puddle? The moment they see your puddle, they should leave. A little crazy in my opinion. Wow, unfortunate. Should have popped it while walking forward, or should have been invisible and not healing. Wow, there's so much going on in this game. Wow. Okay. Oh my what? Oh, okay. You guys don't need to. You guys don't need me to explain why that was horrible. Oh my map button. Oh my goodness, why is okay. There you go. Wow, that's taking a long time. Oh, good fade.
Would the
Okay.
change of does it feel like a change of target prio for our dives have made this process a lot quicker?
I mean,
In the moment, it really did feel like as soon as we get one kill, tank,
yeah.
or anyone else would get a kill. It'd just be like more and more and more guys, and they always have an ult up their sleeve just to be able to make a play to send us back like like 10 more seconds,
Yeah.
leading us to overtime. Yeah.
It's definitely like again it's a non-committal to the game plan. Like this game plan is your magic and your cap pop off, and they're not doing that. Right? 'Cause
After a while, it seems like they just started to fight on the front line.
yeah, it's like if you guys really wanted to do that, it's like again swap characters. Like it's really hard to do that as cap, like fight from the front. You always have to force like going on off angles, being a nuisance. Holy moly, their venom is so bad. Their venom is so bad. This guy needs to die. This guy living for that long, by the way, illegal. Illegal how long this guy stays here. You guys need to. Who is not shooting at him? Because okay, in this situation, Cap shooting a tank is like okay. Okay. Okay, shooting at him. Oh, okay. This is I understand. Bit of a gray moment. Okay. I understand. I can accept that. Okay. Holy moly, the lag. Yeah. Okay. 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 Keep the ball rolling. One on point. You don't need that many people on point. Oh my god, you guys have such a big lead. Okay, at least you do it together. All right, now I can tell you guys that what your play was bad because now it's not mismatch. You guys really should have continued fighting here. You have such a big lead. You're like what, 3 guys up? You have 1 ult compared to their 1 ult as well. Oh, almost 2. Right, let's say you guys are ult tracking and you guys assume that they have like this and this because that's already pretty close. Then okay, you can trade. You trade supports. Trade support ults. Like again, if you guys have a really big advantage, like heal up, press W, fight. Again, your cap is on your cap is on a tank, and then he wastes cooldowns to go on the enemy like background. Like now's an okay time to like be on the tanks because you're like 6v1ing them, right? But like, okay, are you gonna? Okay. A little. I guess you're trying to edge like the value you get from your ult. That's why it was slow. Is that the reason why you ulted a little slower there than expected the noise, or were you guys communicating first if you guys wanted to fight inside this invisible woman ult? Ult in here. Yeah, you know what? It's not too late.
Oh shit, I was muted.
Oh yeah.
Okay, our system is with me as the with me on support is that and this is just to let you know, like this is something that the team is like it's communicated beforehand already,
Yeah,
so everyone knows.
Okay.
But a part of our game plan is that especially when fighting specifically in the invis and
Okay.
the rocket,
Yeah.
so support ults that don't stationary support ults, we all play outside of it, and I have a 5 count that starts when the support ult comes out. So The invisible
Oh, okay.
happens, and I immediately have a 5 count, so that we always stagger support ults and we always last longer.
Okay. Okay. I can get behind that as long as everyone's on board. Wow, this is still usable. Nice. Okay, you guys are playing cover. Smart. Smart. Don't overestimate how much you guys can do. Nice. Very well played. Very good kiting. Okay, now, okay, nice. Your cap is getting a lot of attention by being in the back line. Okay. Okay. Unfortunate. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Oh my god, I wasn't able to do it. That's so unfortunate. Okay, never mind. You guys are gonna hear that now. Okay, it's an old fight. How long? Oh, how do you guys use this? Oh, did you whiff? Oh. Okay. It's a little rough. Where's your invis? Invis dead. That's fine. Unfortunate. Oh, she's waiting for TP. Oh. Yeah, you have to swap the okay. As long as someone swaps the support, that's okay. Oh, so the next person to spawn should have spawned the support. Like one of these guys. My it's not. Yeah. That's important. There's no way you guys can do this. Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, there it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, what a combo. Okay, yeah. Alright. So to summarize, let me go to a good spot. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. One. Be on board. Oh, I spelled board wrong. Oh my goodness. Right. Be on board with everyone's game plan. Right. Have a game plan for the map that you want to do. Right. And your cap and your magic need to work together more. Okay. And then 2, that's other one. Game plan. Actually no, I think it all goes back to this. Be on board with the game plan, right? And don't do random stuff that doesn't benefit your team. Because a lot of times, like one guy's trying to do this, and they're doing that. It's right. It's coordinated play. Do the same. If you're all gonna do a bad play, do the same bad play together. What else did I mention? If you guys are actually doing dives, like definitely fortify. Right. Like, you guys are gonna want to fortify your dive fundamentals. It's like knowing when to go in, knowing when it's a good time to be a distraction. Right, like for example, where's a good situation? I'm gonna leave this text on the board.
I'll be ship shape in no time.
Actually, arguably an arcade play. Okay, yeah, here's a reason. It's like again, going down the checklist. Yes, I have HP. Yes, I have my cooldown. But the rest of the team won't be able to take advantage of him being a distraction because everyone is still here. Oh my god, let me use the plan. Everyone is still here. Right, he goes in, nothing will happen. Right? So there's that. Be on board with game plan, fortify, dive fundamentals. Unless, are there any other game plans that you guys are trying to do, or is this definitely your main one, where you guys have the cap player and your magic be funny in the backline?
This is closer to our main, but it isn't really our main comp. Actually, the thing with our team right now is that we're having problems with sort of developing another support player. We're trying to find a sixth player that could be more dedicated to support, because while I'm the best player to flex on support, I'm also much better on DPS.
Yeah.
So the idea, which you'll actually see it, it goes, which is ironic because this is our best game in the series. Because our main comp would ideally be for Captain America, Magic, Mr. Fantastic, Sue, and our other support player, which we are in the middle of finding.
Yeah. Okay. What's really good too is why I do agree that you'll need like a second dedicated support is because if you guys want to run triple support, triple sub, it's always based on two main supports and one guy that one I'll name them utility. Oh my god. Forgive my handwriting. Okay. One utility tool. Right? And what I mean by utility tool, like this guy will be your dedicated swaps to whatever we need whenever it calls for it. So he'll be the one swapping if you need a third support. He'll be the one playing like dive DPSs, even swapping the tank if he needs to, stuff like that. And I'm definitely, if that's what you're leaning towards doing in your team, you are going to need a second main support. So that's good that you're looking for one. How about a Groot player? Do you guys have a Groot player?
Yeah.
Player?
Yeah, the Magic player is also our Groot player.
Magic player is also a Groot player. I see.
And our Thing player is our Johnny player as well.
Johnny. Oh, wow. Okay. Definitely a diverse set of characters in your pools. Oh yeah, it's definitely workable. Just make sure that if you have a game plan, you're actually sticking to it. Like this first point over here is a major reason why a lot of your team fights were lost. Like not just be on board with game plan, like in general, like when your cap's not properly.
Could I get some clarification, like on what you mean by utility tool?
Oh, okay. What I mean by that, it's, for example, the rest of your team, they'll be really good at like a few set of characters, but then the utility tool player will be like, for example, if you guys need a Venom for like one particular part of the map, he's gonna be the Venom. And then if you guys want to pivot into triple support with Adam Core, he swaps into Adam because he's also a DPS player, right? So he swaps Adam, he plays Adam, pretends like he's a DPS, and then he has Soul Bond and heals and born again. And then the rest of your team can play like, I don't know, a Mantis and a Rocket or whatever you want. So your utility tool guy will just be swapping to all of your supports. Like in LG Odyssey, Ateneo's team, our utility tool player, he's really good. He can play Venom, he can play Strange, he can play Psylocke, he can play Adam, he can play Mantis, right? I guess like to give you an idea of like what kind of character pool that guy has. It's literally like he can play any role and he can play like 3 characters per role type deal. Not too important, like disregard this if it's like not intuitive. It's just like if you guys are planning to find that certain, like you are planning to find that third support, but when you do find that, second dedicated support player, you might want to look more into this utility tool thing I mentioned. I hope that answers your question. It sounds like I haven't answered your question.
Um. Yeah. No, it works.
Okay. Any other questions?
Um,
Yeah.
Nothing so far. It really just feels like you have to learn how to commit to a game plan.
Yeah.
It was one of the most macro changes we could make.
Yeah.
Admittedly,
Oh, by the way, I think
I think I dig.
someone is. Oh, I think you're echoing. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I just realized now. Sorry, you were saying.
Admittedly, I do think we need to learn how to start getting better at being able to communicate dives. Is because when we played in the tournament that convinced us all to just start continuing to play,
Mhm.
I was playing Starlord, and the Magic player was playing Magic, and a good 60 to 70% of the time, I was the person that calmed the dives. Or I would always be like, okay, pick the target, or always like pick the target. I'll pick the target. Let's perch up. I'll pick target. All right, see that guy? I think that guy. Let's go in.
Okay.
You should have C and D. So I think learning how to do it without me is because the Magic player has a habit of going into flow state a little bit, pilot
Yeah.
a little bit too quickly.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a little bit over attentive, I can be a little bit over attentive about my gameplay, so I panic. Like I panic. But it allows me to make comms regarding dives, and also as a as a somewhat dive player as well, I also do sometimes struggle to always remember. Yeah, no, stop farming tanks, even though your Starlord ult is good.
Yeah.
Get back to the perch and start getting ready to dive when your guy is ready.
Yeah. For Starlord in particular, actually, just to comment on what you said, like, I'm not against Starlord farming ult against tank, because if you didn't know, just to nerd out again, Starlord does 260 DPS. Do you know how much that is? Because in comparison, a Punisher assault rifle does 180. Our rocket gun does 193. Yeah. Yes, rocket does more DPS than Punisher. That's a little crazy. But yes, fall off. That's harder. Right? So this is like 260 DPS is a lot of damage. Like, you know how much damage Hela does if she doesn't do headshots? 160.
Whoa, a lot.
Right? Yeah. This is 260 is a lot. So I am. If you think that farming tanks as Starlord gets pretty bad, it's not that bad. It's like definitely if dives are working, I'm not saying stop doing it, but it's like just so that you're not as declined to farm tanks as Starlord. There's a reason why a lot of even like top tier team like Starlord players are just farming tanks and building ult the entire game. It's because 260 DPS is no joke.
More so I meant like because I was first familiar with the concept of a Starlord farming ults, like how I at least heard Soldier would do in Overwatch.
Yeah. I get it.
And when I watched Sinatra play Starlord, and eventually Super Gomez play Starlord in the finals.
Yeah.
When Sinatra played it, he'd always somehow be paired up with like a BP he'd be able to calm with.
Yeah.
And whenever the BP would have no cooldowns and he's essentially put on the corner and have to wait for its cooldowns to come back, the Starlord uses its movement to cycle back and keep farming ult on the tanks while the BP is not diving. So I think that can be fixed with recognition on my end.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. I did misinterpret you as like saying you're not gonna farm tanks as much, but if you're doing it that way where you're diving when you're you know what? How you're doing it, if you're doing it that way, that's really good. That's really good. I'm not against that at all.
Admittedly, it's also because Sinatra Starlord looks so cool.
I mean, why
dude.
Sinatra does that is because, before he played Valorant, he tried to go pro in Overwatch, right? And he did play Tracer, so that's why I assume is why he lean towards Star-Lord. But Star-Lord plays a really far range compared to Tracer. Tracer is a really like basically a shotgun range character, which is why she likes playing near squishies. But with the kind of range that Star-Lord has, he likes playing mid-range. It's hard to beam people as Star-Lord because of your bullet bloom. Do you know what bloom is in shooters? Where like if your crosshair is in the middle, bloom will be like the bullets will like be around your crosshair like this.
I have a lot of spread. Yeah,
Yeah,
start.
you have a lot of spread
I like
there.
Punisher
Yeah,
where I can just go in a straight line.
yeah, or like Hella where it has like literally no bloom, right? It's just whatever's on your crosshair that will happen. So it's a little harder to dive as Star-Lord unless you're doing the funny you go in and press E with your dive characters. That works too. Not against that as well. But yes, thanks for bringing that up.
If you have a mag, we can shield
Yeah.
some knife ult.
Definitely. Any other questions that you guys have? And also, if you guys get a question later, don't be afraid to DM me if ever you don't have one now. Okay, I'm going to assume you guys are good. You guys are good. Oh, sorry, you were saying?
Shit, I'm still muted. The next time I have okay.
Oh, yeah.
My question is, the next time we have a VOD review we're looking for. See, I added you this server. I actually gave you a role for it. Would it be okay to ping you here?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me see.
No, I just gave you like a.
Oh my God, there's a million things on my screen. Wait, let me delete this. It's already recorded anyways. Okay, yeah. What do I check?
No, I just gave you a role already.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess tell me if you guys have any questions. Let me just like